A new era of efficiency, the birth of DOGE. On January 20th, 2025, President Trump signed an executive order establishing the Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE. This new agency, with the ambitious goal of streamlining government operations and eliminating wasteful spending, marked a significant shift in American governance. The DOGE initiative, spearheaded by tech mogul Elon Musk, aimed to modernize outdated federal systems and processes. Musk, appointed as a special government employee, brought his signature efficiency-focused approach to the federal bureaucracy. His leadership signaled a commitment to leveraging technological innovation to achieve cost savings and improve government performance. DOGE's creation was met with a mix of anticipation and skepticism. Supporters lauded the initiative's potential to reduce bureaucratic bloat and free up resources for essential government functions. Critics, however, expressed concerns about potential disruptions and questioned the ability of a private sector entrepreneur to navigate the complexities of government. Despite the mixed reactions, DOGE quickly got to work, setting its sights on identifying and eliminating inefficiencies across various government departments. The agency's early focus on the Department of Defense, known for its sprawling bureaucracy and complex budget, promised to be a litmus test for DOGE's effectiveness and impact on the federal government as a whole. Hegseth's European tour rallying allies and streamlining defense. In February 2025, Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth embarked on his first trip abroad since assuming his position. His itinerary included stops in key NATO countries including Germany, Belgium and Poland. The primary objective of his trip was to discuss the DOGE initiative with European allies and emphasize the importance of shared responsibility in confronting global challenges. During his meetings with NATO counterparts, Hegseth underscored the need for a united front against China's growing influence. He characterized China's ambitions as robust and pernicious, emphasizing the importance of deterring their expansionist goals through a position of strength and unity. Hegseth also used his European tour to address the ongoing war in Ukraine, calling for a swift and decisive end to the conflict. He urged NATO allies to increase their defense spending to 5% of their GDP, a significant increase from the current target of 2%. This call for increased military spending was directly linked to the DOGE initiative, with Hegseth arguing that eliminating waste and inefficiency would free up resources for greater military readiness. Hegseth's European tour served as a platform to introduce the DOGE initiative on the world stage. His message was clear. The United States was committed to fiscal responsibility and efficiency in its defense spending, and it expected its allies to follow suit. This message was met with mixed reactions, with some allies expressing support for the initiative, while others remained cautious about its potential impact on existing defense arrangements. Unveiling Waste DOGE's early discoveries and impact. In early March 2025, DOGE announced its initial findings, revealing a staggering $80 million in wasteful spending within the Department of Defense. This revelation, though shocking to some, confirmed the suspicions of many who had long criticized the Pentagon's bloated budget and opaque spending habits. Among the examples of wasteful spending identified by DOGE were programs related to diversity, equity and inclusion initiatives, strengthening democracy efforts, and climate hazard studies. While these programs may have had noble intentions, DOGE argued that they fell outside the core mission of the Department of Defense, which should be focused on maintaining military readiness and deterring adversaries. The immediate impact of DOGE's findings was felt throughout the defense industry. Consulting giants Accenture and Gartner saw their stock prices plummet by over 7%, as investors anticipated significant cuts in federal spending on their services. These stock declines sent ripples throughout the S&P 500, highlighting the broader economic implications of DOGE's mission. The Department of Defense, under Hegseth's leadership, pledged to work closely with DOGE to reallocate the identified wasteful spending towards enhancing military effectiveness and readiness. This commitment to redirecting funds towards core defense priorities signaled a potential sea change in how the Pentagon allocates its vast resources. A new direction assessing the potential of DOGE. The DOGE initiative, still in its infancy, represents a bold experiment in government reform. Its success or failure will depend on a multitude of factors, including the continued support of political leadership, the ability to navigate bureaucratic resistance, and the effectiveness of its proposed solutions. Proponents of DOGE argue that its focus on efficiency and modernization is long overdue. They believe that by streamlining government operations and eliminating wasteful spending, DOGE can free up resources for essential services, reduce the federal deficit, and ultimately create a more effective and responsive government. Critics, however, caution against unrealistic expectations and potential unintended consequences. They argue that simply cutting spending without a clear understanding of the programs and services being affected could harm vulnerable populations and undermine important government functions. Additionally, they express concerns about the potential for political interference and the concentration of power in the hands of unelected officials like Elon Musk. The long-term impact of DOGE on US policy and defense remains to be seen. However, its early actions have sent a clear message: the status quo is no longer acceptable. Whether DOGE can deliver on its promise of a leaner, more efficient government while maintaining essential services and upholding democratic values is a question that will be answered in the years to come. The initiative's progress will be closely watched by policymakers, industry leaders, and citizens alike, all eager to see if this bold experiment can truly transform the way the US government operates.